In this video, we're going to talk about the sheet funding of a project. The first step after creating the views, handling them, and creating the template is that the sheet funding of the project we shall do. It is very good that in the first step, when you don't have a lot of work in the project, the sheet funding is done. The sheets are created, the sheets have the right name. The view and titles are correct. The view is a suitable place for the sheet, so that when you enter the drawing phase, you don't have to spend time on these things anymore. In the first step, we have to create the project sheet in Revit. How should we do this, you might ask? As you know, every project has its own specific sheet. With the information provided by the customer, we enter that sheet in Revit and use that sheet in our projects. As you can see here, we have the CAD drawings of a project that we are working on, which is also in the sheet here. Many times the customer will give you a separate CAD file as a title block, where only the sheet is available to you. You can enter the sheet in Revit and continue working. Sometimes as we have an empty sheet here, we have to use the rest of the sheet funding in AutoCAD. The work we do to create this sheet is very simple. It only has a series of tasks that you have to pay attention to. So in the first step, just like when we want to transfer the drawings from AutoCAD to Revit, we also enter the sheets in Revit here. As you know, in order to create a sheet in Revit, the name of the sheet family is a title block. If I go to the file folder here, I can create a title block here and enter it in Revit. I will come here and open a title block here. When you come to the title block folder, it is good to back up a few times and enter the metric folder in Revit, so you can choose more easily. Here it has a series of default sheet sizes, which we usually use one of our projects. But if you were in a project where your sheet sizes do not match the standard size, you can open this new size metric and enter the new size in the sheet. Well, now, in the Kimia project we have here, our sheet size is at A0, right? So I come here and open a family file of A0 metric. In this way, this is an empty title block family, and I have to enter this sheet in this family. Just like when you enter your plans in any of the views, Revit from AutoCAD to Revit, you have to do the same thing now. So I come here and I will choose the title block. In fact, I choose this sheet block and I will do Ctrl+C. I go to the new file and I will paste it here. Now it's good that, for example, I come here and take the move and take the specific point to 0. Now what I did is not very necessary, but be careful not to leave your sheets like this. Put it somewhere very far from the 0 and 0 so that it doesn't fall when you're entering Revit. In the next step, I want to explode it a few times and then save it and enter it in Revit. I will come here, DWG to Revit, and save it with the name of Kimia title block. And I save it with its size. Okay, this is right. Well, what is an actual unit of this drawing? I can get a distance here because I want to enter it in Revit without knowing what unit it is drawn in. Here it says 180. And what is this unit? So it's centimeters, right? If I come here and search for an A1 size, A3 size, you can see how much it is. Here it has wrote the size. The distance I took here was 180.9, so 1 centimeter. Well, I save it and I will come here. I go to the Insert tab, Import CAD, and I choose the file I have from here. I put the import unit on the centimeter and enter it. I will click on OK here. It comes here. Now, it's a very good place, so in the first step, I have to import my sheet block from AutoCAD into the title block family in Revit. And here in the next step, you have to explode the CAD you have imported. The reason I will explain in advance. Okay, so I will fully explode this here. I also click delete here and becomes like this. When you explode it, it turns into a line and it turns into a text. You see, like this. Now, a good thing I can do is before I import it, and I will put this on black and white here. Because my sheet is not colored, and I will import it in black and white. It is much better this way. You don't have to change the color later. First, import it in black and white. Well, I do the same thing here, and I choose and I will explode it fully. And it becomes like this. You see, I don't have much to do. I can import it, but look at the sheet we have here. Actually, in the title block family, we have here a series of things cannot be in a text. So, for example, here we have a section called map title. What does this mean? For example, what is the title of this sheet with a view in it? For example, what is the size of the plan? What is the northeast-west view? These things we are going to write here compared to the view that is in the inside of it. It must be different. It cannot be a text because it's not fixed in the project. As you probably know, if we want to use a different text in the project, we have to use a label here. Instead of a text, we have to use a label. Basically, when you want to create a project sheet, a series of these titles must be labeled. A series of them must be text, which ones must be a text. Those that do not change in different sheets. For example, the project name. Does it change in the different sheets? No. Project name is always fixed. It's a project name, right? Or for example, the client's changes. No. Or the consultants, is it going to change? No. These do not change. Do units change? No. Date, but it can change. For example, dates can change. For example, the submit time can change. Does your drawing number change? Yes, your sheets have different drawing numbers. So these things will change. Or for example, the scale of some things change. You cannot put text, the scale of your overall dimension plan into 1 to 100. The dimension of your part plans are 1 to 50, right? The dimension of your overall dimensions are 1 to 200. The dimensions of your side plans are 1 to 300 and 1 to 500. These are all different, so they must be labeled differently. You cannot take a sheet and put 1,000 dimensions in it. For example, 1 to 50 of them, or 1 to 25 in another, or 1 to 100. We have families of sheets, but for parameters, that must be changed in a different sheet. We use labels here. So far, we have only entered a sheet and exploded it. After exploding a sheet, you always have to make some changes in the family, like the text and label we talked about. In the next video, we will go over these changes in the sheet.